This channel will discuss the Jewish Bible, Christianity and Islam. Muslims believe that Islam consists of two main parts, which are the Quran and the Hadith. The Quran is the Muslim scripture. The Hadith represents the alleged sayings of the messenger which are outside the Quran. The Hadith is therefore extra-Quranic or non-Quranic or un-Quranic. Other than his sayings, the Hadith also records the alleged deeds and actions of the messenger. The actions and deeds of the messenger are known as his sunnah. The Hadith is also a repository of the sunnah. The name of this channel is Christian Hadith. This is because a large part of the Hadith is plagiarized from the Christian and Jewish Bibles. The volume of Hadith and the degree of detail to which the Hadith are copied from the Bible is quite astonishing. We will reproduce the relevant biblical references as well as the corresponding Hadith to prove this point. Contrary to generally held belief, the Quran has absolutely nothing to do with the practice of Islam. There is not one thing that a Muslim observes or upholds in his everyday religion of Islam that can be traced back to the Quran. Here is a quick list of 10 well-known Muslim practices that are not found in the Quran. 1. The 5 times daily prayers are most certainly not in the Quran. 2. The famous Shahada is not in the Quran. 3. The call to prayer or azan is not found anywhere in the Quran. 4. The hijab or woman's head cover is not in the Quran. 5. The pilgrimage to Mecca and its rituals are not in the Quran. 6. The fasting ritual and its details are not in the Quran. 7. The entire Sharia laws including stoning adulterers to death are not in the Quran. 8. The death sentence or any kind of punishment for apostasy are not in the Quran. 9. The cutting of hands for thievery is not in the Quran. 10. The circumcision of males is not in the Quran. The list is much longer, and this channel will seek to educate the viewer more about this in the coming episodes. But of an absolute certainty, the Islam that is being practiced by the Muslims has nothing to do with the Quran. There is no relationship between the Quran and the religion of Islam at all. Almost all these practices are plagiarized from the Christian and Jewish Bibles, and we will show black and white proofs for all these and more in the coming episodes. For today we will discuss the Christian biblical teaching which says that God created man in his own image. Here is the Bible, Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them." This same biblical teaching is plagiarized in the Hadith as follows. Al-Bukhari, 6227, and Muslim, 2841, narrated from Abu Hurairah that the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, "Allah created Adam in his image, and he was 60 cubits tall." The Quran says no such things. The Quran is quite clear, which means, no vision can encompass him, but he encompasses all vision. For he is the most subtle, all-aware. Surah An-Nam verse 103. No vision can encompass him. So to say that God created man in his image is already envisioning that man and God are look-alikes. That is a falsehood. Not knowing what else to say, the mullahs will still insist that it is all right for the Hadith to follow these Christian and Jewish teachings. This is another false teaching of the mullahs which totally goes against what the messenger has taught them in the Quran, which means, O believers, if you were to obey a group of those who were given the scripture, they would turn you back from belief to disbelief. Al-Imran verse 100. If Muslims were to follow the Christian scripture, they will revert to becoming disbelievers. And also the following, which means, never will the Jews or Christians be pleased with you, until you follow their faith. Say, Allah's guidance is the only true guidance. And if you were to follow their desires after all the knowledge that has come to you, there would be none to protect or help you against Allah. Al-Baqarah verse 120. This is what the messenger taught us in the Quran. Do not follow the Jewish and Christian teachings. If you do, you will become disbelievers. No one can then protect you against Allah.